guys, paper 2, we'll have short answer questions. Listen to me, when they say short answer questions, means that they are not long answer questions. What do we mean by a short answer questions? Short answer question is not a question to have 2 marks, 1 mark, no. It may have 4 marks, but it's short answer because answers of each part, each selection of the question is no longer than 2 lines. Got it? You shouldn't write an essay. Even there is a big space, this space is partitioned for some specific distinguished parts. Anyway, 150 minutes for HL, it is long, and for SL students, 1 hour and a half. This is in physics. Again, the average rate is 2 minutes per mark. So you have the same pace, not faster, not slower. Means that if a question has 1 mark, you shouldn't spend 10 minutes. It is not normal. Understand? It has 4 marks. In average, it needs 8 minutes. It shouldn't be answered in 1 minute. If this is so, you may have done something wrong. Again, the distribution of the assessment objectives are the same, almost similar. AO1 is a demonstrate of knowledge, understand and apply for AO2, and the last majority of questions, analyze, evaluate, and synthesize. Okay, notes. Number 1, number of marks are proportional to teaching hours. You may ask, okay, how many questions do we have? Not determined in IB, okay? But how many questions, what's the majority, the more weight of the questions in a specific chapter? Depends. If a chapter is a quick chapter, teacher can finish in official IB schedule, can finish that in 10 hours, the other in 20 hours, recommended. So the 20 hours will be the longer one. So the more the questions, that's all. It is almost proportional. For example, I will share the schedule with you because the schedule is available in IB Guide. So you can see the recommended hours for each chapter. According to that, they allocate numbers. So it is like that. Number 2, questions are mostly independent of each other. Means that if you can't answer question 1, you should be able to answer question 2. Don't worry, okay? Even you remember EFC, ECF. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes. Even for ECF, they are independent. Although the next part asking the density you have found in the previous one, but you will have ECF. So even wrong answer makes this question independent of the next one. So don't worry. Got it? Approaches are totally different and independent. You will have 20 mark question at the end. 1 20 mark question at the end. Be careful. There is a tiger sitting at the end of your paper. Always. This tiger has 20 mark at the end. Okay? You have 7 questions. Number 7 will be a 20 mark question. You have 8 questions. Number 8 will be a 20 mark. And it is a very, very huge mark. Okay? Be careful. Don't miss that question. No, if you don't answer the last question, you will lose 20 marks. Always. Guys, it is surprise. Show that questions. What do we mean by show that question? Listen to me, please. In show that questions, you should give your answer with 1 more significant figure than wanted. What does it mean? Look. Practically, it's very easy. You will see always a show that question. Show that the temperature C is about 260 K. Okay? You will have an approach and answer the question. Final answer must be like 260.2. Got it? 1 more significant figure. Do not leave it 260. You will lose 1 mark, even if approach is correct. Another one. Show that the acceleration of the alpha particle is about 7 × 10^10. The answer will be like 7.1 × 10^10. Got it? Not 7. This one. Show that the average global intensity of radiation absorbed by surface is 240 watt per meter square. Okay, 240.3. It is not 240. Understand? You should have an answer with one more significant figure. This one. Show with reference to the solar constant, whatever, that the total power radiated by the sun is 4 × 10⁻26. Your answer is like 4.1 × 10⁻26. Not 4. Okay? Mm-hmm. Show that questions. Show that questions mostly have 2 marks. No, it's not a rule. Oh, unit. Look, I have an extended lesson for unit. 3 types of unit approach. If the unit is mentioned in the question, you do not have to mention in your answer. Okay? Let me show you one of them. State in electron volt the kinetic energy of alpha particle when it arrives the negative plate. Okay? The answer could be 430 electron volt. If you don't mention electron volt, again you will get full mark, because it's written in electron volt. Okay? It's not needed. Don't waste your time. Okay? Second type. Look. When unit is needed but optional. If the unit is not mentioned in a 2 mark or over question, you can use an arbitrary unit, but unit is a must. Understand? 2 mark or more. Unit is a must, but optional. Whatever you want, meter, centimeter, kilometer, they accept it. Look at this. The electron passes undeflected through the region of the electric and magnetic fields. Calculate the magnetic field strength. Magnetic field strength could be reported in Tesla, millitesla, nanotesla. No problem. But unit is a must because it is 2 mark question. Okay? This one. When unit is needed and not optional, you have to do it. It is very crazy question. I know that you will have a lot of problem. Of course, you had. If the unit is supposed to be in fundamental SI units, even joule is not accepted. Joule is SI unit, yes, but not accepted. It is not fundamental. Fundamental SI unit means kilogram, meter, second, ampere, mole, Kelvin, nothing else. Understand? Mm-hmm. Look at this question. Determine C, state the fundamental SI unit for your answer. C has a value. Value is something. Fundamental SI unit is the other thing. Look at me. Don't write anything. Look. What is this? Force. Okay? Let me read that. The different car travels horizontal road. Okay, speed of that. Engine. Okay, so it's a speed. I was worried if it is maybe voltage. This is a speed. Okay, what is this? Force. Look at me. How many marks does it have? 3. 1 mark is for unit. I don't know how to solve it, but I know the unit. How? Force is CV squared. Force is Newton. This is, I don't know. This is meter square per second square. Agree? Mm-hmm. What is Newton? F is equal to MA. Mass is kilogram. A is meter per second square. Kilogram, meter, second square. C, I don't know. Meter square, second square. Cross these two, cross this one, and then C is supposed to be something like kilogram per meter. Got it? Mm-hmm. 1 mark. Forget about answer. It's okay. This is fundamental. Do not write your answer like C is meter square over second square Newton. It is not SI fundamental unit. Not awarded any mark. Okay? Did you get what is fundamental? It is not Joule. It is not Newton. Yes, Newton is SI unit, but not fundamental unit. Okay? All correct approaches are accepted. You may be worried, oh, I don't know how to do that. It may be different approach. I've done everything wrong. No, guys, there are a lot of alternatives in mark scheme. They allow all the examiners to accept all correct approaches. Look at this. Determine the kinetic energy of the magnet at t equals 0.15 seconds. Forget about the question. We are just going to learn the general idea. Alternative 1. Look. Alternative 1. How many marks does it have? 2. Guys, look. When it has 2 marks, answer and unit. Okay? This is alternative 2. Of course, this is another feature of alternative 1. Alternative 2 is a different approach. Alternative 3, another approach. Even alternative 5, it's okay. If you answer in a correct way, they accept it. Look, marks can only be awarded from one alternative. Do not change your approach. One approach to the end. Okay? Ignore units as they are not required for the answer. Do you know what does it mean? It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have last unit. No. Units as they are not required for the answer. For example, in the middle of your answer, people are supposed to write something like, I don't know, joule for this 1 kilogram. No need, just the last one. Okay? Last unit is enough. Watch for ECF from CII. Okay? This is CIII. So CII may have ECF. They accept it. Okay? Don't worry, ECF is always helping you. And accept answer in the range of 3.4, 3.8. This is the range. Always questions have range. Don't worry. If you make a small mistake, they accept it. It's not an exact value. Okay? Look at this one. The primary energy source of the sun is the proton-proton change of fusion reactors. 4 protons and 2 electrons produce a helium nucleus together with neutrinos and gamma photons. Okay. The overall reaction is this. The mass of the helium nucleus is given in atomic mass unit. Calculate in megaelectron-volt the energy released in the reaction. Okay. Look at the mark scheme. First, mark scheme has 2 different alternatives. By the way, guys, be careful about the values. How much is the answer of the alternative 1?
26.7 mega.
How much is the answer of this one?
25.6.
Yes, it is crazy. They are different, but they accept both. Provided you use one of them. Okay? Not necessarily you may use the approach 1. Approach 2 also with a different. Marks can only awarded from one alternative. Unit is not required. Particle masses in U and megaelectron lead to a different rounded. You saw because of the rounding. Different answer. They accept it. Award 1 mark max if electrons are omitted. In the mass of the atom, electrons sometimes are forgotten. You may forget about the electrons. So the total mass of the atom is nucleus plus the electron. You may forget about the electrons. Okay? If you forget about them, you do not lose all mark. Just 1 mark. Got it? Award ECF if incorrect number of the particles used. Okay, incorrect number of particles. The particles are 4. You may have used 2 particles, 3 particles. Approach is correct. Okay? They accept it. Okay? ECF. Some of you write the papers that I cannot read them. Examiners too. So you will lose mark. Be clear. Don't think that messy paper with a lot of address. address, okay, I will continue at the bottom of the page. And the back of the page, the next part. Guys, do not give I don't know, a map to the examiner to read your paper. Be clear. Strictly answer the question in the allocated space. Okay? Do not miss the necessary steps if your approach in your approach when you are asked to outline something. Mention the relevant keywords. Outline means keyword. Explain means keyword. Do not write essay. This is short answer question. Don't think that about the mechanism of global warming. You should mention the history of the universe till now. 0 mark, guys. Just keywords. 4, 2, 3 keywords done. The question has 4 marks. You most probably have 4 keywords. Mention them even with wrong grammatical writing or maybe the spell mistakes. You will get 4 marks. Don't worry. Okay? Keywords are very important. The last, do not write essay. Yes, I told you. Let me show you something you may get shot. Always people say, okay, sir, which subject lesson is more difficult than the other? Guys, there is no difficult subject lesson in IB. Why? Despite of the normal Turkish system, you may go to exam, 90 out of 100 is always 90, regardless of the year, regardless of the level, you know. In IB, 90 is not 90. 90 may be a different 90 in the next year, depending on the average of the word. So we have something which is called grade boundaries. In grade boundaries, they evaluate the hardness of the questions, the opinion of the examiners, and the performance of all the students participated in the exam. They take an average and evaluate the exam. In English B, last 2025, last year, okay? To get a 7, you see I prepared a poster for that. You should have gotten 91 out of 100. You should have answered 91% of the questions, okay? To get a 7. What about the physics? Physics, of course, it is maybe seems to be a difficult subject lesson, but having a 7 in physics takes the same amount of effort. Why? Because the grade boundaries in physics are not so high. People have the same bad performance like you, so don't worry. For a 7 in 2025 in HL, you had to just answer 67%, not 91. You will get a 7. In SL, 63 is a 7. Shouldn't be perfect or perfect score. Okay? Don't worry. If you answer 70%, for sure you will get a 7. Why 100%? So if you have a mistake, a missed question, forget about it. It won't affect the 7. Understood? And for sure you have gotten a majority of the 20% of the mark from your IA. So it's also very good. 80% is the final exam. Okay? A 6 in physics in 2025. For HL, 56% only. For SL, 53%. Half of the questions you answer, you will get a 6. Half. People always think that 6 means more than 90%. No. In physics, it's not like that. Okay? And this value in English B is about 80%. Not the same. Okay, everybody may have a good high level of English. This is why the performance is very good. And so the minimum, the bottom line is very high. For physics, it's not that high. Of course, I should mention that in physics, it is always at the minimum regarding the other subject lessons. Always. The minimum mark you need is physics to get a 7. Because, of course, it is difficult to answer the questions, and so everybody may have the bad performance like you. So don't worry. You are in a competition with the others, not with your paper. Okay? But in normal traditional exams, you are competing with your paper, not the others. Okay? For example, in Turkish system, they may say below 50, you will fail. Okay? We don't know in IB. Below what you may fail. Depends. Okay? If everybody answers just 50% of the questions, grade boundaries may drop to 30% for a 7. We don't know. Okay? So don't worry if the questions look very difficult at the exam. At the beginning, you may get shocked. Oh, this exam is impossible to get even a 3. No, dear. Do it. This same shock wave will affect the other grades in the other countries. Same thing. By the way, time zone by time zone, grade boundaries are different. Okay? This grade boundary is for time zone 1. For time zone 2 for Turkey is different. Okay? Not too much, but maybe 1 or 2% more or less. Not the same. So you are compared with the same own time zone. Forget about the other time zones even. Do you know why? Because they have different questions. Time zone 1 doesn't have the same question as time zone 2. So grade boundaries are different. Your own competitors, the people like you at the same time participate in the same exam, attend the same exam, you will be evaluated based on your own grade boundaries. Forget about the others. Got it? So it's a very good news. Guys, stress is part of exam. If I go to the exam and I'm stressful, it is normal. You should be. Otherwise, you should go for a checkup. A normal person is always stressed. If you don't have any stress, it means that you have a big problem, I think. You may overestimated yourself, you may outperform, or you may have not done anything, so you will fail. Normal people have a stress. It's okay. But too much stress will lower your performance. Don't go too deep into the future, into the past. I should do that, I should do this. Don't worry. You will do it. It is not a space mission you may go for the first time to the Mars. No, it is not landing on the Mars, landing on the other planets that humankind have not gone there. No, you know everything about it. Almost estimately you are familiar with the type of the exam paper, number of questions, timing. Teachers have done a lot for you. So, in average, you will easily get a good mark. It is not stressful, too much stressful. But you should have a level of stress not to sleep in the exam, not to actually have a very crazy performance, less than your knowledge. Another question, sir. Is the exam mark or my performance in the exam reflecting my knowledge? Of course not. Of course not. Because of stress, because of the exam conditions, the day or the night before, you may have not good sleep, whatever, you may have a low performance, not because of your lack of knowledge, not because of your lack of efforts. Teacher, I have not done too much. I don't know, some missed parts. I didn't study well. Last year, I was a bad student. Last year, I did this, I did that. I didn't do that. Okay, forget about the last year. You can't go back to the last year. Time is going on. You can't go back. Forget about it. Do not review the past. How many people have returned back to the history to change anything? Never you can do it. Forget about it. It is gone. Do something for your future. Learn about the exam properties, the exam regulations, the IB rules, and go to the best performance of yours. I always believe that the mark you will get is not evaluating your knowledge. You are more knowledgeable of that, but they have to apply this type of examination system. They have to, because of the general idea behind the exam. Randomly, they may select some chapters and ask some random questions. You may have more knowledge. You may have studied a lot in a chapter, but they give you just 1 or 2 marks. Okay, is it your performance? Of course it is not. It is not. That's all. But everybody is like you.